Well, thank you, Anna Kay, and good afternoon, everyone. I woke up so excited for you this morning, graduates. What a great day. I don't care how cold it is outside. It's a great day. And I want to start by thanking our keynote speaker, Gerald Matthews. Well, I've had the privilege of seeing Gerald in many contexts, like he said, as a student and a member of the Bow Valley College Board of Governors, valedictorian, and not so long ago, actually, an alumni. And I hate following him when I have to speak. Do you know he didn't have a note up here? Very impressive. I'm always impressed with Gerald's ability to connect with audiences and reach people on a very personal plane. And today was no exception. Don't you agree? And I can share with each one of you that Gerald is just as warm and charming and mischievous in person as he is here on this stage. Thank you, Gerald. And I want to say thank you to the members of our Board of Governors, David Fulton, our acting chair of our board, Heather McDonald, our vice chair, Leslie LeQuellinick, and Maureen Stewart for being here today. So, executive team members, deans and directors, faculty and staff, special guests, family and friends, and most important, you, the graduates, the people we're here to celebrate. I want to begin by acknowledging that we are here on the traditional lands of the Blackfoot people. And this spot in particular was where the Blackfoot settled for the winter months. They had the good sense to move to higher ground in the spring, because this is the place where the Bow and Elbow rivers meet. And Bow Valley College has a very strong sense of our surroundings and historical ties to the Aboriginal peoples, particularly the First Nations people of Treaty 7 and the Métis people from Zone 3. You see this in our college name and our logo, our approach to education programming and community partnerships, the collection of public art on display in our campus buildings, and in the design and purpose of the Inigoguan Aboriginal Center. I hope you stopped by there during your studies. We're very proud of the work we do, and do so in partnership with diverse communities, as you heard from our valedictorian. And as a community of learning, we know well that we can achieve great things when we work in treaty together. And some of you might be wondering, what do I mean by working in treaty? Well, a few months ago, Assembly of First Nations National Chief Sean Atleo helped us to open the new Inigoguan Aboriginal Center. I'd rather say Buffalo Lodge. It trips off the tongue more lightly. Some of you were there too. And like you, I was moved by the eloquence of his remarks and the spirit of his message. And in his remarks, he shared a story about diverse communities coming together in response to the 2013 Alberta floods. First Nations leaders and elders, Métis leaders, federal and provincial governments, organizations and agencies, residents, volunteers from other communities, the list just goes on. And as the National Chief said, when people are in need and they just come together, this is treaty. This is treaty. So for many of our neighbors, friends, and loved ones, and for you who were students who had their education interrupted by the flood's still being felt. There are families who continue to be displaced. In fact, more than 1,000 people still don't have their permanent home. Property and cherished belongings are lost. Riverbanks and adjacent neighborhoods are scarred and reshaped. And our relationship to the waterways in our region is forever altered. No spring will go by now without us thinking about the river's flow and setting off collective trepidation. Now, this could have cast a long shadow over our collective memory of this ordeal, but it hasn't. Because like the National Chief, my memory of the days, weeks, and months following the floods is shaped by people who were driven to acts of kindness, humanity, and charity, like so many of you in this audience. People came together. They stepped forward without hesitation, a response to others in need and experiencing hardship. Driven by a sense of humanity, they came by the busload to unfamiliar neighborhoods and out to hard-hit High River, where we also have a campus and where the recovery continues. Then they went knee-deep into the sludge, dug out basements and ripped out drywall, recovered possessions, and comforted victims of this natural disaster. They put downward pressure on the individual and collective psychological toll. These are deep and profound connections among people, oftentimes among people who previously had never met each other. You didn't just write checks or issue a tweet and move on with your lives on higher ground. A neighbor in need exerts a strong claim for personal response, or in other words, our very presence. Being there matters. People who care for each other will seek one another's presence. So what are the lessons that you as students and we as staff can take away from our lived experience? First, we don't exist in isolation. Despite technological advancements and the efficiency of our infrastructure and systems, we still rely on our neighbors and our communities. And in times of need, it's people who drive the response by working and coordinating together. And what so impressed me during this flood is that people can self-organize. And second, our individual and collective capacity to contribute is considerable. You don't have to be an iconic figure like our mayor to affect change on a broad scale. You merely need to show up and apply yourself in concert with others around you. As Bow Valley College graduates, you are well equipped to participate, contribute, and make your mark. We're all powerful agents of change. Citizenship and intercultural competence, including the ability to demonstrate your contribution to community, are two promises we make to you. That when you study with us, it will be more than your courses, that you will have an opportunity to become more effective citizens working in a multicultural environment. This is treaty. When you reach out and work together to do the hard work. I'd like to close by paraphrasing the words of National Chief Atleo when he said, "Just because the urgency that brought us together has subsided does not mean that the spirit that brought us together must subside also." So graduates, as you leave today, remember those lessons of citizenship. I want to urge you to contribute to your community, connect to your neighbors on a personal plane, and leave an indelible mark on the places and people you cherish. Thank you for choosing our college. We look forward to being your lifelong learning partner. Well, I get to do one more thing, and you've been rehearsing for this, right? You know, today you're wearing gowns and caps that are similar to those that have been worn by academics for more than 1,200 years. It dates back to a time when all students in centers of higher learning were members of the clergy, and this cap is a combination of a close-fitting cap worn indoors by scholars in the Middle Ages and the soft beretta worn outdoors. In fact, a couple of our deans who are doctors are wearing that soft beretta. Now, the tuft on the early cap has been replaced by a colored tassel that signifies by the manner in which it hangs whether or not you have graduated from your academic institution. And at Bow Valley College, we like to continue this tradition by first asking our graduating class to rise as a group. So please do that. Thank you, graduates. That was very good. And then, but wait till I give you the signal, okay? Don't do anything yet. You're going to move your tassel from the notes are wrong. You're going to move them from left to right. They're on the left, right? Correct? Okay. On the count of 3. And that is going to signify your graduation from this esteemed institution. So, on the count of 3, and you know what? The photographers love it if you throw your caps in the air after that. But don't do that yet, just a second. Are you ready? Okay, 1, 2, 3. Whoa! Oh, they didn't throw their caps. Okay. Oh, there they go. Well, good luck finding that again. Congratulations to each and every one of you Bow Valley College graduates. Please be seated. Thank you.